Welcome, and we are going to be looking at bearing application. A racing yacht sails from a start position to a floating marker on a bearing of 305 degrees for 2.82 kilometers. Now, let's look at that part first. So it's best to draw pictures. So, talking about bearings, so we are going to be drawing a picture. Now, with my picture, I know that it is 205 degrees. So if I double check that, I've got 90 plus 9 is 180. I've got 25 degrees. This is 25 degrees here. So then I go to my next point. Okay, so here's my next point right here. And I'm going to be thinking, where is it? Then to a finish line of a bearing of 205.9 degrees. So that is an extra, starting here, 205.9 is going around to 25, bit over, it's 25.9 in this direction. 25.9 degrees. Okay. So I've got my lines. Let's put our information on. First part was 2.82. 2.82 kilometers. Second part I travelled was at 1.99 kilometers. Okay. Now it says find out how far south the finish line is from the starting position, and find out how far west the finish line is from the starting position. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is breaking this down into two different triangles. The first triangle is going to be here. It's a right angled triangle, so I can use my understanding and knowledge to help me out. So I've got two pieces of the puzzle. I need to find the adjacent and the opposite side. So I'm going to put A and opposite and O. So that means there's two signs that I'm going to use. I know I've got the hypotheses, so I'm going to be using sine and cos. Sine alpha, we know we've got 25 degrees, so we're doing sine 25 degrees. Sine is so opposite over hypotenuse. And we're going to be doing cos 25 degrees, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. So those are the two things that we are going to be using. So let's solve and work out O. So the opposite. So to start off, I'm going to fill in with H and then take H over to my other side. So sin 25 degrees, I can write that equals O over H. Take away H and put 2.82 in. I'm going to times both sides by 2.82 to get O by itself. So 2.82 times sine 25 degrees equals O. We're going to go back to calculator and let's see what our opposite side is. So 2.82 times sine 25. And that gives me O equals 1.19 kilometers. Let's have a look at what A is. So again, I'll change H to 2.82. I want A by itself, so I times both sides by 2.82. So 2.82 times cos 25 degrees equals A, because when I times this side by 2.82, it cancels out. Now I've got A by itself. I can substitute, I can put everything into the calculator to find my answer. 2.82 times cos 25 degrees. And it spits out 2.55 kilometers. So that means now I know that this A here is 2.55 kilometers and my O is 1.19 kilometers. So that's the first part I need to look at. The next part that I need to look at is going through and thinking about my next triangle. I'll change colour so you can see. So I'm using my axis. Again, we're going to be using sin and cos because I know that I have my hypotenuse, but I do not have my opposite and my adjacent. So we are going to work through and get all of our information. So let's have a go. So to start off, I am going to be writing sin 25.9 degrees. Remember, sin is so kato, so is opposite over hypotenuse. Cos 25.9 degrees equals A over H, adjacent over hypotenuse. Now we know what our hypotenuse is. We know it's 1.99. So I can take that out and put 1.99. Okay. Now that we've done that, I would like to get O by itself. So to get O by itself, I need to multiply each side by 1.99. So if I multiply this side by 1.99, it will cancel itself out. And it becomes sin 25.9 degrees times 1.99 equals O. So let's find out what our O is equal to. Sine 25.9 degrees times 1.99, and it equals 0.869. 0.869 kilometers. Let's have a go at finding out what our adjacent is. So to find out what our adjacent is, we need to times both sides by 1.99. Because we're timesing both sides by 1.99, it cancels it out on this side, so we're just left with A. And then we can find what our adjacent side is. So our adjacent will be 1.99 times cos 25.9 degrees. And that equals 1.79. 1.79 kilometers. So now I know my adjacent is 1.79 kilometers. I know my opposite is 0.87. 0.87 kilometers. So now let's have a look at these questions. Find out how far south the finish line is from the starting point. Well, to find out how far the finishing line is, we've got this 2.55 plus more going south at 1.79. So 2.55 plus 1.79, and that tells us it's 4.34 kilometers. Let's have a look at our next part. Find out how far west we've gone. So we've gone 1.19 kilometers, and then we've moved 0.87 kilometers. So 1.19 plus 0.87 kilometers, and that equals 2.06. 2.06 kilometers from the starting point. The last one, find the distance between the finish line and the start position. So I'm going to make some space on my board. I'll rub out just this side, because we need our picture. Okay, so to find out the distance from the start to the finish, I'm going to use these two amounts. I know that we have gone south, and we have gone south how much? Well, we've worked out it's 4.34 kilometres. 4.34 kilometres. We have gone west. How far have we gone west? We've gone west 2.06. 2.06 kilometres. So if this is the start point and this is the end point, how far are we away? We need to find the hypotenuse. To do that, we don't need an angle for this. The only information that we need for this is these two. We can use Pythagoras theorem. So let's have a go with using Pythagoras theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is A, this is B, and this is C. So all I need to do is substitute these values in. So 4.34 squared plus 2.06 squared equals c squared. I'm not going to do that in my head. I'm just going to do that using a calculator. 4.34 squared is 18.8356 plus 2.06 squared is 4.2436 equals c squared. So I'm going to add those two up. 4.2436 plus 18.8356, and it equals 23.0792 equals c squared. That's what you think about right now. What's the opposite of squared? Square root. So if I do a square root on both sides, the square is cancelled out. So and then I can find out what c is equal to. So let's have a go. The square root of 23.0792. If you know your square roots, we know before I split this out that 4 squared is 16. So 16 square root is 4. And 5 squared is 25, so the square root of 25 is 5. So this is going to be between 4 and 5. And it comes out at 4.804 kilometres. And there you have it. So we know our distance from the start to finish is 4.804 kilometres. Really hope that helps you understand how to use bearings in an application form.